Let's do some more modding. So, we are going to finish the combat portion of the Artisan Workshop mod, and we are going to finish it with adding sound effects. And then, if I feel like, the next part would be adding state, so saving workshop state and adding inventory for the workshops and stuff like that. So we will start very soon with the adding sound effects part. Let's see, is that working? I have to use the pop-out chat, I think, because otherwise YouTube might eat all the chat messages. I hope you're having a great day. So, I guess we can start. So, hi Phoenix. Are you on the Discord with some other name? Kind of annoying sometimes when it's annoying if people if I cannot connect people between Discord and YouTube. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter too much, but still, I would like to know that stuff. Well, anyway, okay. Maybe I don't. Not sure if I. Not sure if I remember. Oh right, wait, yeah. Okay, now I remember. Yeah. Okay. Yes, the name sounded familiar, but yeah. Okay, now I remember. Of course. Yeah. Okay, let's just start. Welcome, Phoenix. So, hello everyone, and welcome to the episode 12 of the Artisan Workshop modding series. And today we are going to finish our combat portion of the mod with one last bit of polish. So we are going to add sound effects to our health potion. And adding sound effects is both easy and kind of difficult. And it's easy because you don't have to do actually that much. And it's difficult because it doesn't actually work the way the documentation says it should work. Or not exactly. I mean, pretty much it works. But so there is official documentation for adding sound effects to your module. And we will follow this pretty closely. And another resource that was helpful is this thread modding sound and music on the Dell Worlds forums. So you can check this out, although I don't think there's too much new information, but in the comments I found out the reason why it didn't work the way this documentation says it should work. So this thread was useful, and maybe it will be useful for debugging your problems as well. So this says that you can, to add sound effects, you can copy to your module, module sounds and module sounds XML from the native mod. So we can start by doing that part. So let's open our mod here together with the native. So my mod is Artisan beer. So let's copy module sounds directory here, and let's go into module data, and let's copy module sounds. So let's first start by looking at what module sounds is. So module sounds is of course an XML file where they defined these are sound event names, and then they link them to some sort of sound file. So in this case, an OGG file. And if you go into module sounds, here you can find the example sound modders OGG, which is the path that is referenced in the module sounds. So, but the part that is not documented is that on top of module sounds XML, on top of module sounds XML, you also need this project mountain blade project file. So let's copy both of these, module sounds XML and project file, to our mod. And I will open, and let's try to edit the project file and see why this is also required. So in the so this is what the project.mb broad file looks like. And here they specify a bunch of different files that are for one reason or another not loaded through the submodule XML loading system. So here, one of these lines will be module sounds. So this is what we actually need for the game to load our module sounds XML. And if we don't copy the project MB prod file, we will not get, the game will not try to load our module sounds. So we can just remove everything else here. So this file in the end will be just the XML base tag with our module sounds XML line, and that's everything we need. But without this, the game will not load our module sounds, even if the documentation, even if this is mentioned nowhere in the documentation. So after we have done that, then we can just come to our module sounds file, and then we can link different files, different sound files to different sound events that we can use in our code. So let's try to get some sort of sound effect for our drinking. So to get a sound effect, I will just go to freesound.org and search for something like drink gulp. And then this first popular one sounds pretty good. So let's just go here. And the license here is Creative Commons 0, so it doesn't require attribution necessarily, but I think I think we can attribute this as well. So we had in our README, I put some attribution for later use. So we can put this. And link to this thing as well. So now we can just copy this file into our module sounds. And let's call it drinking sounds, for example. And here in module sounds XML, we can replace one of these. We can replace one of these lines with our own sound. For example, artisan beer / drink will be the event name. And here for the path, we need drinking sound.wav. And the sound files can be either OGG or WAV, and that is specified. That you can see here in the documentation. So either OGG or WAV. And then we also need sound category. So it says here in the documentation that the sound category is somewhere. So it says that in the documentation, it says that all sounds must have a category, or otherwise the sound will not be played if you don't have the proper category. But I'm not exactly sure how any of this works, and it's not really clear. So we'll just go with something that works. So let's put like mission voice here. This is definitely, if you look at the categories, this will be human and human grunt. So that seems pretty accurate. And there's also, you can also specify here that your sound is 2D, but I was not able to get the 2D sounds to work at all. So we will stick with 3D sound for now, but maybe you can get the 2D sounds to work, or maybe they only work in like a UI or something else, and they don't work in combat. I'm not 100% sure. But this, I think we can get to work. So then the next part is just to get this thing to work in your code. And to do that, here in the module sounds XML that we copied from native, they already have example code. So let's just try to copy this. And I want actually I want this else part. I want to play it in the main agent position. That seems good for me. So if we come to the mission view, first of all, we want the sound index. And we can get this at the beginning of the mission. And we called our sound effect artisan beer drinking sound, artisan beer drink. Oh, actually, I should put this in the view model. So let's move this stuff into the view model because our drinking is now there. That doesn't matter too much. I need to move this here. And then when we do the drinking, we need to put this stuff. So we need a sound event created from the sound index and scene. I guess we can get the scene. So main agent we can get from the mission that we have. And scene, can we get scene from mission? Yes. Okay, so that works fine for us. So this should be good enough. I guess only thing we need to do at this point is just go test if this works. So let's do that now. And as I said, I was not able to get the 2D sounds to work. So now we put the sound into some position and play it as a 3D sound, and that should work fine. So now if we go and take a sip, we should get a sound effect for that, if everything is working properly. So we do indeed get a drinking sound. I thought the sound effect is a bit longer. I wonder why it plays only like the beginning of the sound. So this is the small issue with the sounds, that there is no way to debug any of this stuff. I guess that usually happens with all sounds anyway. But isn't that super weird? Isn't that extremely weird that it's playing only the beginning of the sound effect? Let me actually, just for curiosity's sake, let's change the sound category. I don't think this will do anything, but let's try mission combat. All this sound stuff is kind of really like a black box, so let's see if we get any information here. If we look at the event ref, it only tells us that yes, the sound is valid. Great. And we cannot go in here. Create event from sound buffer. Oh wow. So what do we do? Are we happy with the sound that we get, or should we actually try to figure out somehow why it is not playing the whole sound? So this is the whole 2-second sound. And this is what we get in game. That's the beginning. Isn't that really weird? So when they play, they just tell the engine to play this sound effect, and there's no way to get any more information about what is happening. Do-do-do-do. Okay, for curiosity's sake, I don't think this should change anything, of course. But let's actually move this thing to... I mean, this does not make any sense. I don't know why I'm even doing this. I just want to try and see if we can move this to... We can move this to the mission view. I mean, it doesn't change anything though. Of course, it doesn't change anything. We could also try to put the sound event up here or something. Of course, that doesn't change anything either. Let's try like this. Make sound. Or we could try this, I guess. Good day. I mean, of course, that did not change anything. So let's try this, I guess. What is make sound? So is make sound something that... No. Make sound is not anything that we can actually call. Oh, mission make sound. Okay, let's try mission make sound. What's the other option? Only on related peer here. Sound can be pretty... Pause. I guess we just copy this from the documentation. Okay, so let's try this then. No, it's still only playing the first part of the sound effect. Okay, let me open this in like Audacity or something. Let me try and convert this sound into an OGG, I guess. Let's try drinking sound OGG file instead. Okay, now we get no sound at all. Oh wait, what? I put it in the wrong place. Where did I export it? Oh, in the test. Exported it into my test project. Let's put it here. And we still only get the first part of the sound effect. What? Let's try something extremely stupid like removing the beginning. Wait, oh, it exported it in the wrong place again. And now we should hear the second part. Yeah. Mm. Okay. So I don't think there's anything that weird about this sound effect. Right now it's of course. Isn't that just extremely weird? I guess this was what I meant when I said it doesn't work like it's documented. But this is not what I was expecting at all. Make sound. Related agent 1. I wonder what these are. Can we find instances of make sound actually? So you can get agent index. Let's try this. Wait, what are these arguments? So blow position false. Blow owner ID. Okay, some sort of parameter. Let's try mission main agent index. I could put it twice, I guess. Let's look at what this thing is. No, this will not help me. Now if I move, oh, the sound is still not following me. I wonder what these do then, the related agent stuff. What if I put it twice here? No, this is only used in one place. Make sound. Oh, this is used in a couple places. Missile hit. And sound can be pretty addicted. Let's see. I guess I can try different values for these booleans. So this was my is reliable. Well, let's try true and false then. I saw this was used somewhere for the hit sound. Passage use point, true and false. True and false, true and false. True and false is used pretty commonly. So the documentation said to use false and true. This is like such such a great way to do stuff. Why though? What is alert? What is sound category alert? Oh, I guess I didn't need to actually restart for that. But like, surely it's not like limited to 1 second or something. Would that make any sense? I mean, I can try with different sounds. Let's try with something else. Let's try with this one. Oh. So this will be the drink 2. Wait, what? Really? So in alert category, you can have longer sounds. Is that what this means then? What? Okay, let's try this again. So then let's try drink 2. The sound is not following the player. I think if you want to do that, you need to do this event ref, and then you can set the position on every tick or something like that. I think I might want to do that. So this should be the sound 2, and it should be cut off as well. No, wait, what? Drink 2, well. No, I copied the wrong one. Huh. Okay, so let's go here. Downloads. Which one is the new one? And this one? So I want to just try out. You see, this is also cut off. This is the whole sound. In game, you only get the beginning portion. So this has to be, then if we change this to alert as well. You have to restart. Okay, let's restart. Now the second sound is also alert. And now we should hear the whole sound again. And we do. So it is actually about the sound category. So that is incredibly well documented once again. Okay. So let's next try to... Let me roll back a bunch of code changes. And then I can get back into... We can keep it as var. We don't need any of this Audacity stuff. We don't need any of this. How did I learn to code? By doing it for years and years. I mean, I was also in school where, well, school wasn't that helpful. It got you started, but I was in an environment where there were other programmers from relatively young age, from high school and stuff. So in my high school, I had peers who were programming and I was programming and stuff like that. So let's also revert these changes. So the make sound was not actually that helpful because we also need to set the position. So this change was not helpful. So now I think we are back in business. And this is where I can continue the YouTube episode, I guess. Okay, I finally found out why the sound was cutting off. I think the reason is this sound category. So the mission combat sounds are limited to roughly 1 second in length. So if I just come here to sound category and change this to alert, which if you look at the documentation, category alert is for pseudo 3D sounds for alerting the player from mid distance. If we change this sound category to alert instead of combat sound, this time we will actually get the whole sound. And it's kind of annoying, but the whole sound system is kind of black box and this documentation is all we have. So you just have to figure this stuff out, I guess. So now we actually get the whole sound effect. And it can be longer than just 1 second or just a short snippet. Okay, so there's one more problem with this. So right now the sound does not follow the player. So now if I keep moving, I ran out of the item. So let's try again, I guess. Right now there's still one slight problem with this, that if we keep moving and we use the item, the sound will get further and further away from us. So if we stand still, it sounds fine. But if we move, then we don't really even hear it because we move away so fast. So to do that, so to fix that, I think we need to keep updating the position of the sound event. No, I don't think the sound events have any sort of parenting thing. I mean, well, oh, I can look for that, but so the sound event is just like all this is just telling the engine to play a sound. Like this is extremely thin. The sound event is just extremely thin wrapper around the engine. It's not even really an entity. Set velocity. I mean, I guess I can look for usage of sound event if there's something that moves with the object. Mm. What is sound event move sound? I guess that's um, I guess that's for moving a siege weapon. Okay, let's look at the position. Play, no, not play in position, but set position. So this is, here is a tick sound, play movement sound. If it's not playing, then you just set the position. So they just move it. Yes. So you just have tick, and in tick you set the position. So I think I want to just do something like that as well. So is playing. The one issue here is that this does not have a tick right now, but I guess we can add a tick for that. Yeah, I mean, it copies the position from the whatever the main object is. I mean, the main object is the siege weapon, I guess. So So to keep the sound effect together with the player, we need to continuously keep calling set position. And to do that, we will need to add a tick for our view model, because right now the view model does not have a tick. So we cannot continuously set the position again and again. So let's do tick here. Well, this is annoying. And we need to also put the event ref. And we need to move this to be field. Oh, this order is not field, but okay. And I guess we can create this sound effect once, I think. I think we should be able to do just that. And then in tick, we set the position all the time. But well, maybe that's why the other competition was confused, because I didn't write the return type. So anyway, here in the mission view tick, we can just keep calling the data source tick as well. And now the position of the sound should be continuously updated to match the position. So we create the sound in the constructor, right? Yes. Yes, so now the position of the sound event should continuously match the position of our player. So let's try and see if this works. And right now, I have a feeling that there is some issues with this alert, because sometimes I don't, with this alert category as well, because sometimes I don't hear the sound. But let's see. Okay, so how is that possible? Oh, mission does not have main agent. Really? How can the tick be called before? How can the tick be called before mission has main agent? So okay, so here we need to add a condition. If mission main agent is not null. Okay, now we move. We don't get any sound at all. Well, we get some. I think this is the issue with the alert category or something. No, it still doesn't follow us. No, it still doesn't follow us, so this doesn't even work. This doesn't even work. I guess this sound is just really short or something. Okay, so you cannot move it, I guess. So can you set radius? What does this do? Why is radius used nowhere? Get event min max distance. What? Okay, so there's definitely sound effects that you can hear further away, like for example explosions from siege weapons and stuff. Okay, but anyway, this did not work, so we can roll back all these changes. Can you think of some sound effect that should be heard from far away? Like conversation sound. There was some file with the existing sounds. Native module data voice definitions, no? Sounds good. But this does not tell you. This does not tell you if some effects have some additional parameters. I guess I can just try the radius thing. But how would this even work? Okay, let's just try the radius thing. So let's put, at this point, how can it be any worse? That event min max distance. What does event min max distance even mean? Vec3. What does that even mean? Oh, isn't it kind of interesting that this actually modifies the event index directly and not the sound event itself? So like even if you have multiple sound events with the same sound ID, you end up actually calling like overriding the parameters from the other ones. I think. Event index. Doesn't that look kind of weird? The wrapper doesn't actually even work. Yeah, so that's not working either, the radius thing. It's still, if we keep moving, it's very quiet. I mean, I could try the 2D sounds, but I was not able to get 2D sound to work. We could try to set velocity. I mean, maybe we just need to set the velocity. That seems kind of weird, but if this works well enough, then I will be happy with that. It doesn't really seem to help. So is the set velocity even used? Nope. Make sound with parameter. Make sound. Oh. Loud sounds to be used in siege scenes. Siege weapons firing ladders. Let's try this one. Mission Siege Loud. I mean, mean, that seems kind of silly, but everything else we are doing is also kind of silly, so it sort of matches. Let's not do the velocity thing. What is happening? What is happening? Oh? Okay. That was weird. Window manager bug. Wait, what is this sound? What? What? So all the sounds in the category Mission Siege Loud also have this. The sounds for alerting the player from within medium distance. Oh, it's supposed to be used on the campaign map though. Maybe that's why it's not quite what we need. Okay, mission voice shout. Okay, this sounds good actually. Might have the issue that might have the same issue that it will cut off after. Looking at fmod docs, fmod 2D on the create side disables 3D processing. Do you think it would help to put 2D here? Is 2D through? And this sort of works. At least a bit better. Yeah, maybe this works good enough for me now. Maybe this works good enough for me now. So then, what do you think is 2D actually does here? Oh wait, what? Oh, okay. Oh, so when I had the window manager bug, apparently my display capture also crashed. What? That's extremely weird and disconcerting. Like, how can the display capture crash like that? I don't know. Software is kind of weird today. But I think, okay, well, I could try like 2D and something that didn't work, like Mission Combat. Let's try Mission Com. But I'm well. I played around a bit with the 2D option, but it didn't really seem to help with this issue previously. Maybe the category is actually overriding the is 2D anyway. Like, this is still spatial sound. This is still spatial sound even if I have is 2D enabled. So let's put this to mission voice shout again. Wait, did it actually change? I think it might have actually changed. Okay, yeah, it actually it works. So this is good. So it's 2D true and mission voice shout. Now it so with this it actually sounds the way it should, pretty much. So I guess the okay, but let's try without setting the position. I think this will still fail. This will still fail. I think previously when I was testing the 2D sound, I didn't set the position because I thought that would be unnecessary. And then I didn't get any sound. But yeah, like this is 2D sound, but you still get nothing. So I think the sound still needs to be in the radius And the shout will give you enough radius, or the shout will give you, the sound category mission voice shout gives you sort of large radius, and then the 2D will make it so that there is no spatial processing and it sounds like it's coming from inside you, even if you keep moving. Yeah, okay, so this is perfect. And here we get the funny 172 graphical glitches. I wonder how they managed to do this. I mean, it's somehow related to the GPU optimizations that they did, but it's still kind of interesting. Okay, so this is now actually... Now it is actually working much better. So after playing out, after playing around with all these options for the module sound event arguments, we found out that the ones that work best are for the ones that work best for this application are mission voice shout, which is long distance sound, and apparently that one can be a bit longer than just 1 second or just very short sound, like some of the mission combat sounds were limited to being very short. And also setting is2D to true will fix the problem where sound will sound like it's coming from afar. But even if you set the sound to be 2D, you still need to give the sound event a position, or otherwise it will not play at all. I'm not sure how I will actually edit this into a video. It is kind of finicky. I guess the lesson here is that you really need to choose your sound category very carefully. Since the sound category will affect a bunch of things, including the radius from where the sound can be heard and how long the sound can be. Maybe sometime in the future we will get more comprehensive list of what all these sound categories actually mean. But for now, you just have to try them out and see which ones give you the results that you want. But I guess that's all for now. And in the next episode, we will be looking at storing save data into our behavior and giving our workshops daily production. And an inventory. But for now, I hope you have a great day, and thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode. So I'm also ending the stream now, and let's see what comes out of this whole sound system thing.